Hello, this is Bon Bon B, plays City Skylines. I'm Bon Bon B, and as always, you're very welcome. Well, welcome back to New Legopolis, which is still growing. We're slowly recovering from the disaster that was a few episodes ago, where the power was cut to half the city and everybody moved out. We're back over the 100,000 and on the grow. There are still problems with traffic, but that is, I think, slowly sorting itself out. The only way to find out is to leave the game running, and I've got other things to do rather than just watch traffic try and sort itself out, and maybe not. And one of the things I'm going to do is with review to public transport. Now, as I mentioned in the previous episode, I've not been very happy with the public transport as such. I wanted to redo virtually everything, and that is something that is definitely on the list of things to do. But today, I had a bit of an epiphany, if that is the word I'm looking for. I'll show you what that is in regard to right now. Let's have a quick look. First of all, let's have a look at this traffic, and as you'll see here, is the problem at the moment is all the, once again, it's bin lorries. It's always been bin lorries with this city, and that's since I had the wastelands, as you'll remember. Had the wastelands were over here, where I had a massive waste treatment facility, and it was too big, and everything had to come out from there. And I've moved it all to a more central, smaller location, which is here. But once again, all the traffic from there needs to get out somewhere, and I did have it feeding onto this single lane, which was, which was just too much, and now it's feeding onto the highway, which is still too much. But I'm thinking once it's finally feed, and this isn't as bad as it was, I promise you. This is an improvement. There is much less queuing up to get out than there was earlier, and I'm hoping that once all this is finally fed out onto the highway, and then back onto this this route here, that this will start clearing up. So that's one problem. The other problem is over here, as it's always been, which is once again down to merging here and merging here. And I think once again this is slowly resolving itself as well. I've taken out, this was a 2-lane junction here. I've increased that back up to 3 lanes, which is probably going to mean I'm going to end up deleting this cut through here, because traffic was originally using this cut through as a faster route, but the merging isn't a problem here anymore. So as I'm happy with the merging being resolved here, I've basically ignoring this as the cut through route now, and I may still yet leave it in, but I'm now in the position that I'm looking and thinking, do you know what, we could almost just let this carry on, because this is no longer a big problem. But anyway, so these things slowly resolving themselves. Today, though, what we're going to have a look at is actually off the map. Let's bring the grid on. Now, as you can see here, here's where the map ends, and we've got the rail coming in. Now, occasionally you get problems with trains just backing up. Ignore all these flashing. Yes, the bin lorries can't get to you, and there's a lot of people dying and sick because the bins haven't been collected for about a year. So as the bin lorries get in and clear all these things, all these little disaster signs will clear up and people move in even faster. But anyway, as I was saying, trains. Now, what I'm looking to do is I'm going to split the because this is to the out of city area. This is going to whatever city is way up this track here. And the thing is, it's what I'm going to call international. It doesn't need to be on the same tracks as the domestic stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it off here and bring it, that's, where are we? There we go, that's a freight train. Now that freight train, as you can see, is going to the cargo train terminal, probably over at, cut that out, all the way over here, on the same tracks as all the passenger trains. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it off, bring it into this terminal here, so it goes into this freight area, and then have it that it can cut across onto this track, which will exclusively serve the other freight terminal. It's going to mean a couple of chain navvies come over to. So we've got the two freight terminals here using the one road. And what I'm fearing is when the freight comes in here, as it transfers across, we're just going to get trucks coming out here, cutting across and causing problems. So I'm going to turn this terminal around, have it on this road over here, and then the freight will come in and then it'll loop round and then cut into that one there, and then onto this line here, where it'll then go down through the underground. And in fact, I might even just cut it straight onto around and onto there anyway. So the international freight will automatically separate into this terminal here, and the international passenger line will, as this one's going along here, follow along here and to the central Legopolis terminal, and it will feed into one of these stations where the line will stop. And then coming out of the other side will be the domestic train, which will then feed from there up to the passenger station. I've lost it. Excuse me. Yeah, the passenger station over here. And there'll be two separate lines, one for freight and one for domestic. So that's the plan. That's where I'm going to go with that one. And as you can see at the moment, I've got no growth on the RCI, the residential, commercial or industrial, so I've got no need to zone in anywhere. And even if there was demand, I've got a lot of unused territory. Let's click zoning, there you go. See all this, all the greens and all the blues here. This is all unused because of everybody moving out, all those weeks. And if you go to the yellows, got a lot of industrial area that is unused. So we've got a lot of zoning that is available for use. So I'm going to ignore that. That's not a problem. And we know what we got up to way over 120,000. So we've got a lot of growth for room for growth going on down there. Oh my God, I cannot talk. What is going on with my language? So anyway, on that note, I will come down, go into time-lapse mode, and see if I can produce some solutions to these train problems that occasionally crop up. And hopefully, while I'm doing that, all these idiots will sort themselves out. I mean, what is going on here? What are you cutting across there for, you numpty? And this one here, I mean, yeah, it's an ambulance. Let him cut. Oh my God! Oh, I hate this game with a vengeance. Let me play some more. Let me play some more. Okay, right. Here we go, guys. See you on the other side. Okay, so welcome back, and just done a quick skim through to make sure that everything fits there, and it certainly seems to. Do need to be doing a little bit of re-aesthetic working around here, putting in, I think we'll let's zone in a little bit of industrial along here, shall we, just to fill that in there, and then where I had before the aesthetic train tracks, let's put a few of those in just to make it look more like an actual rail yard, shall we? So we'll put one of those there. Not very straight. Let's just see if we can do a bit better than that, I think. So we'll get no, not deleting. We'll grab that and we'll pop. Oh, come on. No. Why am I got roads for? What is going on? Come on. Put your thinking head on, Brian. You can do it. That's cool. That's not bad. And then along from there, we'll pop. Well, just one extra line. I think that's all that's really needed to make it look like a proper goods yard, I think. And somewhere around here we had, where were we? That's the guys. They won't fit. Ah, maybe we could push that over a little bit. Well, can we push that over a little bit? So here's the international trains coming in now. This is good. So back to this, I guess. Right. That's cool. That's more like it. And then we can pop that. That's going to look good down there. There we are. That's nice. That's much more like it. Right. So yes. So now what we have is, if I zoom out a little bit, the international trains coming in. They're no longer cutting all the way through the city. Coming in here, unloading to this terminal here. That now is able to unload to anywhere local, but anything to the other side of the map, it's just got to come round, loop round, unload to this terminal, and then this terminal here. As you can see, if we go into the underground section there and down, you see here, this loads down to this track here, which then emerges here and then follows all the way along here through the city and then along by the coast, crosses the bridge, past the hexagon, and then across, and the only place this track goes is to here. So there's no line sharing. That will just literally be transferring freight from the wastelands and Collinsfield down here to the Welsh Quarry, Berryfields and Gamma Forests, etc. over here. So that'll take some of the rail freight away. Let's have one last look before we end the program at how the merging is. Has that resolved itself? It's not. But this is, interestingly, this is still being used, so we'll leave this in place a bit longer. And the merging here is becoming a problem. And it's always, oh, I don't know, it's annoying, isn't it, hey? What's going on over here? Well, this doesn't need to be turning back too much now. What's the hold up underneath the bridge? Oh, look at this. Yeah, I don't want to cut to the middle lane, I want to cut to the fast lane. And stop everybody else from rolling at the same time. You numpty. Look. Why? It's just stupid. The hassles of being a mayor of a large city. Look, all these people need their rubbish collected. Why don't you just get your freaking... Look. What are you... Why? Why are you being an idiot? In fact, more than one of them. Ah, don't know. Oh, I don't know. Guess what? Guess what, guys? I've been Bon Bon B, playing City Skylines. And you, as always, have been very welcome. Join me again soon for another episode.